And I got the mail today, and I noticed that along with a few Christmas cards, I received my grips from Talon today for one of my guns. And we're going to go through and show you how to install them. And we're going to do a little something different. All right, so you get this nice little envelope from Talon. And there's the grips. That's all there is to it. They just come in an envelope. If you notice, there's two of them. One of these is the sandpaper, and one of these is the rubberized grips. And we're going to talk about the differences and see how they feel. And I'm going to go through and show you step by step how to install these things. And we're going to have a little bit of fun, all right? And maybe this will leave some of the questions that everybody has about them. So sit back and relax, and let's do this. Let's get started here. I apologize for my camera rigging there. This is a little hokey, I know. But we're going to try this out. This is a test. Today we're going to install these Talon grips, and we're going to put them on my Glock 43. I know it's not a Beretta, I'm sorry, but the application is about how to install Talon grips on your pistol. It works exactly the same way for all pistols. Some of them are for wrapping around the back, some of them are for wrapping around the front. You need to consult your instructions. If you don't know where your instructions are, when you receive your Talon grips in the mail, on the back of the invoice is all your instructions, and you must take your time and follow the instructions to the letter. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out right. Okay? So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to install Talon grips on my Glock 43. I just want to stress that make sure when you do this, you're not pressed for time. You got plenty. It should only take about 15-20 minutes to do this. You should do it right, because once you put it on once, that's it. You're really not taking it off again without buying another one. And at $17, $18 a crack, you really don't want to be sitting here buying them all day. So a good box of ammo per grip here. They don't look like much, but they certainly do a lot once they're on your gun. As you see, they're paper thin, so they're not going to add any size to your grip. So if you like the grip of your gun, then this is the way to go, and you really don't want to change that. You just need some more traction on it. With me, I've noticed that when my hands get a little bit sweaty, that this gun likes to move around in my hand. So that's why I'm putting the Talon grips on today. Now, I've been going back and forth and feeling the sandpaper versus the rubber, and this really is pure opinion and depends on the gun and what you got going. And I think I'm going to go with the sandpaper. That way, if I don't like it, I can take it off and put the rubber on. I know I like the rubber. I've got it on several of my guns, and but I've never tried the sandpaper, so that's what we're going to try today. Okay, so let's get going on that. Okay, so we got all our stuff. We got our rubbing alcohol, we got our hair dryer, we've got our grips, our instructions, and our firearm. So the first thing that we're going to do, and we always do, is when we're going to make sure that this firearm is safe. I know it's not, because I just took it off my belt. So we're going to clear the weapon. We're clear. And don't forget, folks, make sure that when you're clearing your firearm, or whenever you're doing anything with a loaded firearm, that it stays pointed in a safe direction all the time. Now, another recommendation for safety is let's field strip this just for the camera, okay? That's your choice if you want to field strip it or not. We are going to field strip this firearm. So with Berettas, I'm sorry, well, Freudian slip. With Glocks, it takes down exactly the same as the PX4, except you got to pull back on the slide just a little bit to release it. We're going to release it. We got a bare frame. We're going to, right along with the ammo, we're going to take the slide and put it somewhere else. So now we've got a completely stripped down frame. It is no longer a gun. It is just a frame and a trigger. So now we got something to work with. As within any application of any type of adhesive or sticker, the surface that you're dealing with must be clean. All right, and that's probably the most important step on this firearm. Talon includes a couple isopropyl prep pads. You can use those. They do recommend that, you know, if your gun's oily or dirty, to go ahead and use some more. I have some 91% isopropyl alcohol here, and that's what I'll be using. I'll save the pads. Now I just use paper towels. Paper towels will do just fine. If somebody's worried about a little bit of lint, then so be it. One thing I do like to do is get it on my hands. That dries out any of the oils on my hands as well. And I know that I'm not going to contaminate things as I go through. Okay? So, we'll get some alcohol on this paper towel, and we will proceed to clean the frame of the gun. Now, if your gun's dirty, this will be opportune time to clean it, because I don't think you really want to go and oiling it and cleaning it right after you put your nice fresh grips on. It's just something you may want to do. And I'm just going to wipe the whole thing down here real quick. There's nothing dirty on it. Okay, so once it's clean, we'll pay a little extra time to the mag well and stuff here. Once it's clean and you're fairly certain that you've gotten all the oils and stuff from your hands off, then you're ready to proceed. So for the first thing I want to do, I'm going to move the alcohol out of the way here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which grip I want to use. Now, I've got the rubber grip on several of my firearms, and I may regret this, but I bought the sandpaper grip this time because this gun is unusually small in my hands. I don't have any other firearms this size, and it really, once I start shooting it and my hand warms up, it really likes to move around on me. So I want the extra grip. A lot of people don't like the sandpaper finish because it's a little scratchy on their hands, but this gun I think is going to warrant it. And if I don't like it, I can take it off and put on the rubber grip. But I know I'll like the rubber grip, but we're going to try the sandpaper one first. They're almost exactly the same. They almost feel the same. It's just the rubberized grip just has a tinge of slipperiness to it, whereas the sandpaper is just like holding a piece of sandpaper. So we're going to put the one we're not going to use out of the way, and I'm going to test fit this on here and wrap it around. The key to lining this up is make sure that this little window is to let the Glock symbol on your grip through. And it's like that on all guns. All guns have their symbol somewhere on the grip, and they'll put a little window so you can still see it, and then line up your magazine release and wrap around and see how it fits. You know, I kind of like the feel of this. This one looks like it's going to fit pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the instructions to the T. It says to field strip the firearm. That's a check. With the backing still on the grip, test fit the grip for proper alignment. Ensure that it is the correct grip for the firearm. That's check 2. Use only rubbing alcohol to clean the grip area, removing any grease or oil. That's check. Firearm must be completely dry before continuing, which it is. Okay, it's just talking about do just what I just did. Just wrap the grip around and make sure it lines up correctly, which it does. It looks like it fits this handle pretty darn good. It says to remove the backing, starting with the left side. That would be this side right here. Line up the grip with the front and bottom of the factory pistol grip, maintaining a consistent reveal. Same grips have a graphic cutouts which may help alignment. And make sure to properly center the grip on the back strap and gently work around, rolling the grip to prevent air from being trapped. Alright, so let's get this off of here. This stuff is really, really, really sticky. Alright, so we are going to, I am going to start right over here. that lined up right where I want it. As you see, we're following the lines. We're going to come around. And form fit everything. So I think I got my alignment pretty good right here. So I'm just going to start pressing down. Gently rolling the grip around. Make sure our cutouts are all lined up. We're going to come around here. There's that little factory indent right there, line, and they got it cut out to go around that. Things look good around the back. So I'm going to start applying it and getting it stuck down there, paying attention to the edges. Just kind of roll it around, make sure no air bubbles get trapped on there, and you can back it off. Now, if you make a mistake, just go ahead and peel it up, and you can start getting it down there and wrap it around. Now, once you get to this point, you're going to have a touch of overlap. So what they say is you're going to wrap this side underneath. So I'm going to back that up just a little bit. I'm going to get this firmly pressed down and then apply my grip over. Okay. And then once you get it on there, get a grip on the pistol and give it a good firm once over. Now you want to check real good and make sure you got everything where you want it. And everything's in line. Everything looks really good. I don't know how well you can see it, but it went on just like it should. I'm not real thrilled with that right there. We're going to move that up just a hair. You're good. You can do this as long as you don't hair dryer. Once you hair dryer it, then you're stuck where it wants to be. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with trimming it. If you need to trim it, by all means trim it. Alright, that looks and feels pretty darn good. Yeah, I like that. There's a lot more grip on there. Okay, so now we've got the grip installed. It says make sure if you got finger straps on there like these little things, don't stretch them because the heat's going to shrink this up just a tiny little bit and you can cause problems and it won't fit right. So a must do, once the grip is properly placed, heat the grip with a hair dryer or a heat gun to a temperature of a warm cup of coffee. Do not overheat, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm grip and press firmly into place. Repeat this several times, conforming the grip to the gun's factory grip. Pay special attention to pressing all outside edges. So all you're doing is softening it up, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to warm it all up. Thoroughly. I hope you're all seeing this on the camera. I hope I'm not doing this awful loud. Okay, it's nice and warm. We're going to get it all. Pay attention to the outside edges. This softens up the adhesive itself and lets it grip the firearm. So there's really not a whole lot of prep work to it, and there's not a whole lot of issues with it. And I'm just going to keep working this around, occasionally getting my grip on there. Now, I'll tell you what, it just feels like the factory grip with some non-slip on it. If you see any air bubbles, make sure you work those out. I had just a tiny littlest one out back here. Okay, I think we're good. See how well you can see it. We now have a Talon grip installed. Glock 43. So let's put our slide back on. And boy, yeah, that feels really good now. Thanks for watching.